reason that they bowled very well.
Yeah, we were really surprised at how the wicket played out. We thought it was going to, turn and not really nip. But with the new ball, there was a bit of movement, not really much swing, but off the wicket there was quite a bit in terms of seam movement. To be fair, that's actually how it played in the nets. So generally, what you get in the nets is what you'll get similarly in the middle. And it's turning for the spinners and also seaming for the seamers too. So we found that quite surprising. We don't prepare the pitches, but that's the pitch that was prepared, and it's as simple as that.
Thank you. We'll go to the floor now.
How do you assess the current situation? How much lead will be safe for you?
Well, as many runs as we can get, really. At the moment, it's 35 or 34, I think it is. If we can push it to 100, that would be fantastic. So hopefully we get there.
Okay, so congratulations on your 300 wicket. You made the international debut here. Now, so maybe somehow letting down for you?
I guess so. I guess you can say that. Yeah, I've got some fun memories playing here in Dhaka. I guess this ground really assists the seam bowlers, doesn't it? As we've seen.
But how big is this milestone for you? What does it mean to you?
To me, it's an honor to represent South Africa and to be regarded in that list with all those amazing players. It's an honor for me, and that's as best as I can sum it up.
KG, 16 wickets have fallen in today's match. And what do you think? What is your assessment on this? Do you think this is a good gesture for Test cricket? Because as we see in some parts around the world, basketball and some high-scoring Test matches, but here some low-scoring matches, bowlers getting too much advantages into wicket or anything. Do you think such wickets are good for Test cricket?
Well, with all the T20 cricket and the 200 plus scores, this is all right. But I think you need a balance in Test cricket. That's a good question. What you want ultimately is a fair contest between bat and ball. That's the type of wicket that you want to produce. And you can say that a certain bowling unit hasn't bowled very well, or a certain batting unit hasn't batted very well, and that's the balance that you're always trying to weigh up. But I guess 16 wickets on day one, I would say it's leaning towards the bowlers. That's what I would say, obviously. But I think that Test cricket is about a fair contest between bat and ball. You don't really want you don't want it to be one-sided. But at the same time, certain conditions favor bowling and certain conditions favor batting. And as time goes out, the different wickets, they actually neutralize the result of the game in terms of whether it's bowling-friendly conditions or batting-friendly conditions. Over time, the next test, who knows? It could be 450 plays 450, but that's generally how it goes. But from my point of view, I think that Test cricket should be, in fact, cricket should be a fair contest between bat and ball, which means there's something for the bowlers if they bowl well, and if the batters apply themselves, then they can score runs.
Can you describe the feeling of getting the 300 wicket? And you were the fastest in terms of ball score, first in Test history. And for first bowler, seeing the stumps start winning the best scene, and you uploaded 2 stumps. Can you describe the feeling?
Well, when I came on to bowl, came in this morning, I really wasn't thinking about that final wicket. First of all, I was thinking about how we're going to win this test, having lost the toss and bowling first. So the first thing on my mind was, how are we going to get 10 wickets in this innings? But when it happened, it was just relief. I mean, it's everyone in the back of their minds plays for milestones, and it was relief. And the way that my teammates support me, we support each other. and that really felt good, and I'll never forget it. It's a special moment.
About the record?
I didn't know about the record actually, but I guess it motivates me to do even better.
Cool, we're going to take the last two questions.
You just, the first answer, you said you were surprised with the type of wicket it turned out to be. So how quickly did you, or how quickly did Rian have to adjust, and how did he bowl? How would you see his initial version?
He bowled unbelievably. He's been looking good ever since we had a camp back in South Africa. So credit to him. He's worked really hard, and it shows. He didn't really have to adjust anything. He's been bowling like this since we had a camp in South Africa. So I'm not very surprised at the rewards that he's gotten this morning. He was absolutely phenomenal. I'm really happy for him, and hopefully long may it continue.
Last two.
I guess just to follow on from that, KG, I mean, how do you complement each other? Because you're bowling in tandem in that morning session when you picked up all those wickets between yourselves. What are your strengths complement one another?
Yeah, I guess in a bowling partnership, what you aim for is bowling in a partnership means, you know, if one guy's getting wickets, then the other guy keeps it tight.
Lastly.
After assessment the wicket, do you feel a target of 130 to 180 would be more challenging for you in the fourth innings?
I guess we'll wait and see.
Thank you. On that note, that concludes the press conference. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, KG, for your time.
Congratulations.